Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. This Thriver TV might be hard for you to hear, but it is so powerful to understand this, and truly it's going to help you detach, pull away and heal. It will also stop you going for and trying to get from the narcissist what doesn't exist. So buckle in and come on the ride with me where the truth will set you free. Okay, but before we do, I want to thank you if you've already supported the Thriver mission by subscribing to my channel, and if you haven't yet, please do. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. All right, let's get going on today's episode. So, how narcissists think of people. If you don't already know this, please know that how the narcissist thinks about you is not personal, even though it deeply feels as if it is. A narcissist is a no self, not a functioning, authentic, true self, does not connect to your humanity. You're not a flesh and blood person to him or her. You're an object, a necessary tool to use to extract and feed off narcissistic supply with. With the narcissist's empty, insecure inner self, he or she needs constant feedback and the necessary attention to know that he or she exists. At the start of the relationship, you were likely to gush and supply tons of attention, acclaim, and praise. And then, as the relationship deteriorates, when anguished, triggered, and abused, you react intensely and emotionally. And that's exactly what grants energy to the narcissist, which supplies them the feedback of, I can affect another so much, I do exist, I am significant. This is gold to a narcissist just as much as gushing over them is. And in fact, really sadly, it's a compliment to a narcissist to know how much someone is devastated, distraught, and even awfully suicidal because of them. And in any capacity of a relationship with a narcissist, whether it be a family member, work colleague, boss, friendship, etc., any narcissist at all, the narcissist receives a hit of significance every time you dance around their wounds gingerly, take on their abuse as the dump master, and try to appease or bargain or reason with them or earn their approval. They love that. That's granting attention and significance. Any attention feeds their false self. Because the narcissist's inner landscape is so drastically unconscious, when you're connected to a narcissist, their inner torment becomes your fault. And as far as he or she is concerned, you deserve to be uncomfortable, distressed, paying penance or groveling. They want you to get it, their insane version of things. The narcissist's catch cry is, if you pay for how I feel, then I will feel better. But it doesn't work. It's a bottomless pit. It never changes, and they don't feel better no matter how much you suffer. So people ask all the time, how can they be like this? Please know our mindset to start recovering from their abuse can't be this. Why are they like this? If you're trying to understand narcissists from a normal human construct, then you will be forever tormented by what they've done to you. How they think is not normal. It's not about mutuality, win-win, or caring about another's needs and feelings at all. It's a complete one-way trip all around the false self without the resources to be any different about this. And it just is what it is. However, when we go quantum, which is the only way to heal for real from narcissistic abuse, we understand the true nature of things. That all relationships come from the integral relationship every person is having with their own inner being. Narcissists hate their own inner being profoundly. They believe it to be insipid, powerless, and ineffectual. That's why they purposefully divorced it, threw it to the side, and they even killed it off. and assigned a false self, a fictitious character to take its place. If this is how they view themselves, how do they think? How do you think they could view you? People can only engage with another in the way they engage with their own true inner beings, their real self. You, like the narcissist's inner being, don't exist as a worthwhile or a valued entity. The narcissist is relentless with their own inner being. They literally despise its feelings and insecurities. They ignore them. They don't listen to it. They refuse to have empathy for it. And they will never hold, love, or heal their own inner beings, ever. Their inner being is only a thing to be treated with contempt whilst they go after whatever it takes to self-medicate the pain away that they're never going to heal, and so that they can try to feel worthy of being alive. You, identically, are only being used as a tool to get stuff for claim and significance. The narcissist despises your real self and finds it totally irrelevant and a pest, yet needs you as the object to get things. I hope you're starting to understand this. It's no different to how they really feel about themselves. So I want to ask you, what do you really think of you? Because this is where we start to turn the whole thing around to the most horrible breakthrough process of our entire life. We change that to the profound breakthrough of our true self and our true life that we've always deeply wanted at a soul level. It's about waking up to these incredible truths that we were never taught. People don't treat us as we treat them. We accept and connect with their treatment of us at the level that we really feel about and love ourselves. Our own level of love, approval, security, and survival as adults is not another adult's job to provide for us. This is a relationship we must develop with ourselves as adults. Then we will generate more identically healthy relationships. We have the ability to be whole and healthy regardless of whether other specific people have the resources to love us or not. There is an entire world of possible people to establish healthy relationships with, and our existence and survival is never reliant on abusive people getting their act together. And ultimately, what we develop as truths between us and ourselves is exactly the life that we will start generating and laying boundaries of truth for ourselves, and will also determine the life that is no longer appropriate for us and that we refuse to continue engaging in. This power was within us all along. We are choosing our life. It's not another person's choice. I really want to share with you the profound understandings I had about myself that caused me to be the other half of narcissistic relationships in the past, and which had kept me hanging on whilst being horrified that he didn't really love me. And this is what I knew I had to change and heal within myself if I was able to have different relationships with people going forward. I used to believe, until I healed at some deep level, that I was wrong, bad and defective, and I didn't deserve to be treated well. I believed that I was forsaken by God because of the above. I believed that life was hard and I was always battling something or somebody. And if I didn't do everything perfectly, I'd be punished and penalised. I believed no matter how hard I tried, I was not good enough to be loved. And I was not worthy of my own tenderness, care and consideration. And instead, I self-criticised to force myself to take action with things. I believed that my faults, which are my insecurities and fears, were unacceptable, and therefore I needed to disown them, cover them up, and pretend they didn't exist. I also believed that when things went wrong in my life, it must be somebody else's fault because all of my faults were always hidden and covered up. So that meant that I was always positioning myself as a victim. I am honest about these things because I want to help you wake up, just as I did, and realize that this really isn't even about the narcissist. And certainly if you make it about them, you're in wrong town with no way out of the pain. Let's all say this mantra together. Let's do this together. I now know how you think about me is exactly the way I've been thinking about myself. And I know that when I heal my false beliefs and trauma that has been inflicted on me by people, by you, and even perhaps long before you, and by the human condition itself, I will no longer have any bond, feelings and pain connected with you whatsoever. Instead, I will have my evolution into a whole new relationship paradigm where I will connect, accept, and have relationships with people who think about me the way I think and feel about me. As it has always been. Okay, really let that soak in and feel it. Can you feel the way home? Do you really know what it is now? Can you see the total meant to be gift in this? Do you understand that this was always about your glorious soul and life evolution all along? I want you to open up the cells in your being and soak this in. Let your cellular wisdom tell you the truth. It knows. I want you to remember who you really are. That is what you're coming home, coming back together is. It's remembering. These truths are already coded into you as the spectacular being that you are, waiting for you to awaken again. And I really would love you to let me know how this feels in the comments below. All right, so what the narcissist really thinks about you is actually totally unimportant. Do you understand now that we've been granting way too much energy and dependence toward the narcissist? I know it's normal and I know it's excruciatingly painful to go through what's happened to you. But the utter truth is that he or she was a catalyst to help us wake up to the only foundational relationship anybody can ever have, the one we're having with ourselves. And I promise you with all of my heart that when you make your inner self relationship your entire mission as the centerpiece of your life, you will not just get out of the torment and the pain, you will come home to the greatest confidence, joy, life force, and love that you could ever imagine experiencing. That's what thriving is. That's what I do, and so many people in this community walk and do and experience every day. And it is so not true that narcissistic abuse leaves you forever diminished. It is so not true that recovery takes decades and is grueling. In fact, when you have the process to find the exact false beliefs and traumas that brought this human trauma experience on unconsciously into your life and heal those, you will emerge evolved and free in ways and in a time frame that will stun you. It's one you can't even imagine yet. So I'd love you to join me, and I will show you how this is possible, as well as connect you to the exact solutions to get the true inner work done, to no longer ever care about what the narcissist thinks about you and have deep care and anchoring about your relationship with you. So you can do this by clicking the link at the top right of this video. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe so you'll be notified as soon as each new one is released. And if you liked this, click like and share with people that you know that this video can help. And as always, I am greatly looking forward to answering your comments and your questions below. So keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.